I hope to play well and have a chance to win the tournament, but I have not played this place consistently very well. I've had some good finishes, but it seems to be few and far in between. It seems to be a top 10 or a missed cut. So there's obviously some things that I need to figure out about this golf course and things I need to do better. So because of that, I'm taking these practice days probably a little bit more seriously and trying to figure out why I haven't done as well those years. Obviously not playing well has a big part to do with it, but I still feel my game is good enough where I should never miss a cut, a couple times at a place that I feel fits my game like this one does. So, to answer your question, I expect to play well and have a chance to win. But that being said, I need to get a little bit more comfortable and execute a lot better for that to happen for what's happened in the past.
Well, as JT mentioned, his record at Muirfield Village, it's been a bit spotty, missing the cut 3 times, most recently just last year. His best finish at this course, it came in 2017, where he wrapped things up tied for 4th place in the Memorial Tournament. So tossing it back over to the group. Robert Dameron, I'm going to start with you. Are you surprised that this week's favorite is showing a little bit of a lack in confidence?
I don't see a lack in confidence. I think there's a difference between honesty and a lack of confidence. You can't look yourself in the mirror and lie to yourself and say, wow, I've had a great run at Muirfield Village when you haven't. Mm-hmm. But he did say, honestly, I feel this course should suit my game. I don't quite know why. So he's not entering it saying, oh, I just don't like it here. He's saying this should suit my game. If he just gets some little idea or the tiniest tweak in a game plan at the beginning of the week, he's not going to have the attitude that I don't like it here, or it doesn't like me, or I don't read the greens well. He's going to say, I'm going to do something just minuscule different, and it's going to work out fantastic. I don't think a lack of confidence has ever been an issue for Justin Thomas.
Any reason to be concerned, Paige?
No, and I agree with what Robert says. However, I differ in the fact I lie to myself in the mirror all the time. That's how I get through the day some days. But for Justin Thomas, you're right. He has a level of honesty in his answer, and he has to be. He shot 80 last year. He shot 71-80. You can't go talking yourself up in a press conference when you've got a record of bad scores. He's shot -11 here, which is fantastic, obviously, but he's also shot 10 over a few years back as well. So I think what we did see was complete honesty. I do think, though, that maybe he doesn't even really understand why he's the odds-on favorite this week because of the mixed bag that we've seen. We don't necessarily know what we're going to get from Justin Thomas at this golf course.
It's not just his perhaps streaky record at Muirfield. Across his year so far, 8 worldwide starts, 5 top 10s and 3 missed cuts. So he does seem to either be incredibly hot or relatively cold. He does have that streaky nature about him. And as a result, do you think he should be the bookies' favorite this week?
Yeah, and I think he should. And if he doesn't play well, I don't think we should be surprised. Even when he was the best player in the world, you go back to 2017, when he won the FedEx Cup, he won 3 times in the beginning of the season, CIMB tournament champion Sony, and he won the FedEx Cup. He had 2 wins and a second in the playoffs. In between those, he had missed 6 cuts. He had a couple good stretches in there, but a lot of bad. So that's just what you get with Justin Thomas. And it doesn't faze him when he doesn't play well. It doesn't faze him when he goes to a place that hasn't treated him well, because he knows who he is. And if things click early, he's the favorite in, frankly, almost any field if he gets going early. I think he's just such a strong closer. He's so strong mentally. We know what his golf game can do, and he doesn't get the credit. Our friend Mark Rolfing has always said he doesn't get the credit enough for being a clutch putter, making good putts, good up and down Sunday. So all those things combined, he'll be just fine. If he gets off to a bad start and misses the cut, we're not going to roll over in shock. But if he wins, we'll probably be less shocked.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Paige, we heard JT say there that he feels like Muirfield is the kind of course that should suit his game. If he's to focus on any area of his game that will bring him success this week, where will that be?
Well, it's actually interesting that Robert mentioned getting off to a good start, because interestingly, one of the holes, I guess, in his game so far this season, which again, it's still a relatively small sample, is his first round scoring average. It's a full stroke higher than any other round that he plays. So if he can get out of the gates a little bit quicker this week, then I think that will bode well. Again, just repeating exactly what Robert said. One of the things that I think does contribute to maybe his inconsistency is that he is an explosive player. He makes a ton of birdies, but he also does make quite a few bogeys. So I think on those weeks that maybe he's not quite as explosive, doesn't make quite as many putts, the birdies don't fall as much, you just might see a little bit higher scores. But I would take somebody that can make a ton of birdies over anybody else. In fact, he led the PGA Tour last year in his birdie average and is fourth so far this season.
And it seems like converse logic, but a great way to actually do better in the first round is to be a little more conservative. Try not to push so hard. Try not to worry about it. Try to, especially at Muirfield Village, where even though Workday, supposedly the greens won't be as quick as they will the next week for Memorial, you don't want to be above the hole a lot. So maybe take some more conservative routes with the second shots and try to stay under the hole. And you can play really well. You can shoot a really good round two ways. You can make birdies or you can make no bogeys. So a lot of times just going out and trying not to make bogey and playing safe is a way to start off with a really nice round.
Now, JT was also the betting favourite going into the Travellers. He did go on to miss the cut, and actually he posted on his social media, well, if you want to have a weekend off, then hit your irons pretty poorly and make absolutely zero putts. Coming off a start like that, will there be any kind of hangover from a poor performance, or does JT just have that bounce-back ability?
He's a little too mentally tough for that, and he like I said, even in the seasons where he's had his best seasons, he's missed his share of cuts. That's just what he does. That's the type of player he is. It's certainly not at this age and not at his success level anything that's going to linger in his mind or cause any scar tissue just yet. That's just the way it is. And like you said at Travelers, that's just a formula for missing cuts. I just played bad and I didn't make any putts. But the weeks before, he finished 10th and 8th, including an incredible final round at Hilton Head. So it's not like, the missed cut is more of an anomaly than the good play.
Mm-hmm. Well, he is essentially a threat anywhere he tees it up around the world, and he is the bookies' favourite this week. So let's take a look at the full odds to win this week, courtesy of DraftKings. Justin Thomas up top there with those 11-1 odds, followed closely behind by Patrick Cantlay and world number 2, Jon Rahm, both with 13-1 odds, while Brooks Koepka has 15-1 odds. So, Paige McKenzie, if I were to give you $100, my friend, to bet on the field at the Workday Charity Open, how would you split it up?
Well, first, I would start with Patrick Cantlay. Justin Thomas wasn't my odds favorite. For me, it's Patrick Cantlay. He's only had one start since the restart, tied for 11th at Travelers. But, of course, the defending champion next week at Memorial Tournament, we're back on that same golf course. So I put quite a bit of my money on Patrick Cantlay. And then if you know me, I like my value plays. So I've got Justin Rose at 25-1 odds, which I think is good value. Half of his starts here at Muirfield at Memorial Tournament have been top 10s. He won this back in 2013, won back in 2010. And then Matt Kuchar at 45-1 odds. I'll take him any day as well. Just good ball striking, keeping it in play. And Scotty Scheffler, of course, you're going to wonder why 75-1. He hasn't played well since the restart. Hasn't ever played at Memorial. But I'll give you one nugget. His last professional win was here in Columbus, Ohio at the Korn Ferry Tour Finals event, just down the road at the Scarlet Course, which of course has been renovated by Jack Nicklaus. So there may be some good vibes in Columbus as well as on a golf course that's been touched by the hand of Jack Nicklaus. So 75-1, I'll take him.
He's going to need some good odds. A great player, great future, but finishing almost at the bottom of the leaderboard last week didn't give me confidence in Scotty Scheffler this week.
You've got to have a sleeper in there somewhere.
Sure.
So I'm going to take you to my odds page. Very similar to yours in some ways. I'm starting off with $20 at Patrick Cantlay at 13-1. There's something about this venue that just brings out his best. His record here is by far better than anyone else in the field. Then I'm throwing in Brooks Koepka there at 15-1. Slightly better odds. Coming off that T7 at the RBC Heritage, I think we all discussed on the show yesterday that potentially Brooks Koepka is back. A lot of motivation for him coming into this week. Also, his brother Chase is in the field, so maybe he'll just want to show his little brother how to do things around on the PGA Tour. And then I'm putting $30 on Justin Rose at 25-1. Like you said, Paige, awesome record at Muirfield, former champion at the Memorial. And then my sleeper is Kevin Streelman. Now, he finished second last week. That was his second runner-up place of the season, second also at Pebble Beach, and also finished top 5 last year with a 4th place at Memorial. So obviously suits this course really well, Robert. So I'm hedging a few bets on Kevin Streelman at 70-1 this week. 70-1 off a guy that just finished second last week and is playing well that's pretty good odds. It's almost a little insulting to Kevin Streelman. He should get better than that.
but very smart for you. You know, to
Thank you
70 to
very
1.
much.
You know, you can't win big if you don't bet big, and we're taking these long odds, and we'll all be on easy street.
That's what I
if
do.
Kevin Struman can win. We have some very similarities. We've all got Brooks Koepka, who my gut just tells me he's ready to come back after watching his final round of Hilton Head. Patrick Cantley we all had because he's just plays well. He's defending champion there. He plays well there. He always plays well on tough golf courses. Victor Hovland has been playing really well since coming back. He's had 23rd, 24th, 11th, and 12th place. And of his 16 rounds he's played, 15 have been par or better. And then that last one is a little odd. Also 70 to 1, Jason Day. Jason Day has a horrid record at the Memorial Tournament. He's in 11 tries at his home course. He's got one top 25. This isn't the Memorial Tournament. This is the Workday Tournament. It's going to be set up easier. It's going to be set up shorter. The greens are going to be slower. So it will mirror more the course he plays with the members than it does the actual tournament. So maybe, hopefully, cross my fingers, 70 to 1 gives him a boost.
You should have your fingers crossed, but it is bizarre how Jason Day is so familiar with this course. Why do you think the results just haven't come up on the PGA Tour at these events?
There's really, I asked the same question. There's really only one answer, is he wants it too much. He has to try too hard when he gets to that course. Even if you can say this course doesn't suit my game and you're a member there, you're going to learn it eventually. You're going to figure it out. You're Jason Day. You're not some barking dog from the street. So he should have figured it out. It is a complete anomaly. But, you know, there is also the when you play a course, which is always in great condition, and then you get it, the greens are faster, firmer, all of a sudden the reads on the greens change and you're not comfortable with it. And that's why I think that maybe the slower greens might benefit him.